All right, greetings YouTube. We're gonna try and make this short and sweet for you. This is gonna be a little tutorial on planting garlic. Now this is the time of year when you wanna be planting garlic. This strain right here is called elephant garlic, and I got this from Pine Tree Garden Seeds. You can find them on the internet at www.superseeds.com. And if you use coupon code SARGE10, you will get 10% off your orders of $20 or more. Let's get right to it. So what I do first is I actually prep my garden area in advance, and I dig my holes down a couple inches. You can certainly do it closer than this. You certainly can do rows if you prefer that. That's going to work as well. This is just the method that I like. I like to have a little bit of space between mine. I find that the garlic heads get a little bit bigger, although there's definitely been videos out there where people will say they've planted them closer together and that they're still going to get giant heads. So that's up to you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your garlic seed. Now, one of the mistakes I've made, now I've planted garlic for over, now it's going to be 15 years straight. I did have one season of crop failure, and that was last year. And I want to tell you about that real quick. So what happened last year is I think I planted the wrong type of garlic. It was a strain that is not good for my particular area. So you want to make sure you research what strains are good for your area. I went back to what I had started with 15 years ago, and I got some new elephant garlic because this has always worked really well for me. But you want to know if you do better with hard neck garlic or soft neck garlic for your area. And it has to do with like your winter and what kind of winters you get, because what you do is you're going to plant this in the fall. So right now this video is being filmed in late September. This is the perfect time of planting for us. You're going to plant it in the fall, and you want it to start growing before the first big frost hits, right? So this is anywhere between mid-September to late October is generally, for most parts of the United States, going to be fine. And what you want to do is you want to get a little green stalk growing before the winter hits. It will overwinter. It will grow through the snow. Don't worry about it too much. You can put a little bit of mulch on top of it. If you get a really hard winter, that's up to you. And then you're not even going to harvest this until late spring. I'm talking about late May, early June, right? So it's a long crop. So you want to think in advance what parts of your garden area you feel comfortable with taking up with, because it's going to take up some of your spring garden space. All right, so just think about that in advance. And then what we're going to do is, after you start breaking apart these cloves, and you can see these are really giant cloves. And why do I have one glove and one not? Because I was digging and then I took a glove off to start the filming. You're going to plant this fuzzy side down. That's the root. Pointy side up. And you're just going to put it in your space like that, so that it's just the tip of it. The tip of it is going to be about a ½ inch to an inch below the soil level. And then I'm going to add in some new soil here. I'll show you that in just a second. All right, so now once you've got your garlic heads, or your garlic cloves in the ground, you're just going to gently backfill in with a little bit of fresh new soil, healthy soil. The next thing I do is I add a little bit of cypress bark mulch on top of this. Again, this is optional. I think it gives it a little bit more protection from insect damage. Now, garlic doesn't have a ton of pests, but again, it's up to you. And it also gives it a little bit of winter protection. But again, garlic doesn't need a ton of winter protection. So again, this is up to you. I like to use cypress bark mulch in my garden. All right, now two other considerations that I have regarding this is regarding the mulch. If you choose to do mulch, what you'll find is that it's also very much easier to weed, because the mulch has a way of making it so that you can just pop out the weeds very, very easily. It's going to save you a lot of hard work. That's another reason why I like cypress bark mulch, and it does help to retain moisture in the soil. So if you're in a very dry climate, something else worth considering is do a layer of cypress bark mulch on top of it, and that might help you with having to do less watering. Experiment with it. It's worked pretty well for me, but I can only comment on the climates that I've lived in and have raised a garden in. All right, now the last thing I got to do here is we're just going to give it a little bit of watering, and that should be it for a while. Once the green stalks start coming out, I'll give it a little bit of fertilizer for the winter, and then I'll fertilize it once more in the late winter or early spring. And then you can look for the scapes. I have a video up there. I will try to put it up here about garlic scapes and what those are and how to use those. You want to pinch those off, and don't throw them away. You can cook with them, and it's actually a delicacy. And then, you want to, late spring, like May or June, you're going to be thinking about your harvest, right? So that's when you're gonna dig them up, And real quickly, because you probably want to watch a full video on that, what you're going to do is you're going to dig them up, lightly brush them off, because when you first dig them up, they're very susceptible to bruising. Lightly brush off the dirt, let them dry out a little bit, and then you're going to hang them to cure somewhere where it's dark and at room temperature and dry. You need dry, right? So if you live in a high humidity environment like me, that may have to be in an indoor room, but you know, make your own decisions about that. If you have any questions, drop them in the links below. I'll try to do my best to answer them. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to check the description because I have some links and coupon codes, discount codes in there that I think you would like. Keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.